I'll do that apparently. So yeah, the idea of today is to sort of go through the operational use of UAVs, and if people, I'm assuming who in the room uses UAVs? Most of you, excellent. So for those of you who are using UAVs, if you can take one or two things away from this today that's going to help you, then I've done my job. And if anyone's not using UAVs and you feel inspired to use them, then excellent, I'm just winning all round. So let's see how we go. Off to a flying start. Yes, cool. So we've put together a bit of a sort of mixed grouping of things for you today. First of all, we'll be talking through what Tools for Foresters is, some of the resources that we've got available to help people who are using UAVs in industry, a bit of a roadmap for the SOPs that we're developing and what we've got online. We've got a bit of a launch today as well. Then we've got Isaac Henderson from UAV NZ giving a talk about professionalising UAV operations. Flight Advisor is a fantastic app, which Andrew Dave from the New Zealand Air Force will be talking to us about as well. Then we've got afternoon tea, excellent. And then in the afternoon, we've got a bit more of the sort of operational side of things, where Andrew is going to be talking through his master's research on post-thinning assessment with UAVs and how to use deep learning. And then we've got a bit of an interactive session, because by that time you're all going to be tired and we want to get the juices flowing a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. So to start, Tools for Foresters. We set this group up about 3 years ago. It was just an organic thing from myself and some people in industry. We've actually met at ForestTech and a few other conferences, and we thought, you're using drones. Yeah, how are you doing? How are you doing? Why aren't we all doing the same thing? Right? So we came together and we formed this group over time, and we've pulled more people in. And we've got this vision. So our tagline is eyes in the air, reducing boots to BlackBerry. At first, it was originally something about basically taking people out of the forest. But we don't actually want to do that, because any foresters in the room know that you can't do things completely remotely. You need to have that boots on the ground experience in the forest to help. And our role at Tools for Foresters, or what we're trying to do, is to sort of move this technology forwards, remove any roadblocks, so anyone who wants to use this technology can do that. Bring everyone up on the same kind of level, and then we can progress faster. So we're not sort of working in silos and trying to sort of repeat the same steps. We're also looking to achieve these various aims. So we want to create a network so that we can disperse the knowledge that we've got here in industry, to advocate for tech users, because I think collectively as a bigger group, we've got getting more assistance from like CAA, for example, to instigate trials, familiarise the technology, democratise it, so just make it so that everyone can use it easily, drive some structured research so that we've got progression, and then also standardise and professionalise your overall operation. I've forgotten, at some point I'm supposed to hand this over to David so that he can talk a little bit more. Good, David, I'll keep going. So yeah, just a little bit about the team. So we've got a few people who are in our committee. So we've got people from across industry. So we've got silver contractors, we've got large forest managers, small and medium forest managers. We've got researchers, we've got people from the conservation sector, we've got people from government as well. So we want to try and make this as much about the entire industry as possible, not kind of catering to one particular area. And the structure is basically we've got our committee, which drives things forwards. Then we've got our website so that people can sort of be more involved and see what's going on. We've got the forum, which is a space where people can actively get involved, can chat and share ideas. And we're putting together a beta testing team so that when we come up with these like processes and ideas that we can get people to use them and try them. And then we also work closely with the remote sensing cluster group just to kind of get that feedback to make sure that we're on the right track. We've also got this idea about the application incubator. So not like an application is on your phone, but how you can apply UAVs to forestry operations. And we're going to be sort of doing a live version of that later on, which Claire will be overseeing. And David's going to jump in here and talk a little bit about some of the resources that we've got available.
Hi everyone, I'm David. That's Robin. So what we have here is our Tools for Foresters website. It is live now, which you are free to visit at your own leisure time. It is regularly being updated and contents being added on. I could just give you a walkthrough of it. So you have there, we have different sections for it. As you scroll along, you have the subscription list there. We also have the section for our team. As you saw earlier, we also have a section for our SOPs and also a list of different GIS softwares and apps, flight planning and whatever that you can use in your operation. We also have a section for our news and updates, which also houses our newsletter, which is already out. Also, as I've said, the team, everyone in there, the committee members, and also their contact details if you wish to contact them. And again, and lastly, we have our public forum section there, which we are going to go through in the next slides. So we have a public forum for Tools for Foresters, which we just recently launched. And we have chosen Discord as our platform. The main reason why we have a public forum platform that we use now is for us sticking with our vision for being as open sourced as much as possible, making all the information available to everyone that wishes to use it. So this initiative is designed to break down the silos that we are seeing now in our industry and just connecting people so that we can all help each other to progress the technology together. The forum will be a place for people to come online with their issues and their problems so that we can share the load and help each other to overcome the roadblocks and for unlocking these technologies. The forum will also be a place to troubleshoot, but if you have that question like, why does this app do this when I use it in the field? Why does this happen when I fly in these certain conditions? And has anybody else experienced this? Is there anybody that can help me solve this? So this is the place that we have built. So we have examples of our. It's not showing, is it? Oh, so I was talking the whole time and you guys were just dumbfounded on me. Yeah. That's the faces. Yeah.
That set you up, right?
That's not really working. Oh, there it is.
Okay. So,
yes, sir. Cool. Well, yep, that is, I'm not going to repeat the whole thing, but that is basically it. That is Discord. And we've got a whole lot of categories there where you can jump in with all the subjects that might be helpful to you. We've got subjects like, for example, in one of our categories here, one of our members jumped in with a problem that he's been having with post-processing his data, and then a couple of guys again jumped in with the solutions because they've already dealt with this problem. So imagine the hours that he was able to save just by jumping in there. We've also got other categories, just like these. We've also got mapping. We got a specific, a dedicated drone spraying category there for all the people interested in that. We've also got a section there to share your images and your videos to show off to the show off to the guys that, hey, I'm doing more cool things than you. So yeah, if you subscribe to our mailing list in the website, we have a growing list of members, both locally and internationally. Members include forest growers, contractors, consultants, government representatives, researchers, and academics. So as Robin said, we are looking for a beta testing team as well to test trial our procedures, our workflows, and our applications as they get developed in time. As you subscribe, if you can also go to our website or scan the QR code there, which will take you directly to our subscription page. And then you will be sent a link, a personal invitation link to the Discord server. And then you can enjoy and jump in there and join in the conversation. Oh, I guess this has already been discussed by Robin, but basically, yes, we have committee members from all the sections in industry, bringing along with them a rich and diverse set of skills on the table, making sure that the initiative is as relevant, as inclusive, and as industry-based as possible. So I'm gonna hand this over back to Robin.
David. Yeah, so earlier in the year, we sent out a survey to our remote sensing cluster group, and we just wanted to know a little bit about how people are using UAVs in industry and what people thought of the idea of the initiative. So we had response from about 30 other people from 19 companies, and we found that companies had up to 14 UAVs in their fleet and up to 27 pilots. So it's not a trivial thing anymore. Like there are some big players in the UAV game at the moment in industry. Overwhelming majority were actually interested in being involved in tools for foresters, which is really good. And people are definitely developing their own sort of methods for how to do things. So you can see these are some of the responses that we got. So things from like roading, eye in the sky, post-planting, post-thinning QC, fire, hotspot mapping. It's quite a diverse range, but it's relatively basic so far. It's mainly the sort of eye in the sky, having a look at the forest, which is fine. Yeah, it's a very useful tool for that, but we just really like to get some of the more technical stuff down for adopt as well. So we've set about developing a set of SOPs that industry can just freely download and as we develop any code and things, we want to make that available as well so that people can get the most out of the data they're collecting. But not just throw code at people as well, like put some workshops together, some videos so that just make it easier for people to adopt these things. And the main things that came through, people were interested in post-plant and survival surveys, post-thinning, growth measurement, disease monitoring, and crop health assessments. And 96% of people said they wanted to learn how to use deep learning to assess their UAV imagery. So we've put together this kind of roadmap for the different applications that we're going to develop. And we've sort of broken it up into these three areas. So the tools for foresters essential SOPs are basically basic UAV operation, how to plan operations, how to conduct UAV operations. We're putting together a hazard register, just those kind of simple things that you need to get off the ground. So I've stopped doing flying plans at some point today. And also the next stage would be the operations, so the more technical stuff. So you know, I've just had a filming operation. How can I use UAVs to get a stop and you know, check on my planting operations, or for a silviculture contractor as well, to be able to say, hey, look, I've got some value out here. Stop. And also the final stage is the processes. So once you've got this data, it's fantastic. You've got like 1,000 UAV images, but how can you get the value out of that imagery? So we've split it up into these different the different SOPs that we're going to be working on. How to plan and carry out UAV operations, pre-flight checks, the hazard register, how to establish ground control, and how to match structure from motion surface models with an existing LiDAR terrain model, which Perry gave a really good talk about doing something similar with backpack LiDAR yesterday. So being able to match structure from motion in a similar way, I think it's going to be good with that national LiDAR data set becoming available. The operation side of things, which we're trying to sort of keep it as true to what industry asks for. So post-thinning assessment, tree growth, post-planting, survival surveys, crop health assessments, and disease monitoring. And then the processing side of things, simple things like deriving a DTM, a canopy height model. There's a lot of free resources out there to use, but I mean, a few years ago when somebody said to me, "Oh, just do that in Python, it's no problem." I come from an operational background, coding scared the hell out of me, but once somebody showed me how to do it, it's actually there. And deep learning as well. It's this buzzword we've been about for a few years now, but the guys at Ezra have put together some really simple tools, which Sarah could see here as well. So those tools are actually in the suite that we've got in the Ezra packages. So we just want to demystify it a bit. So I'd like to launch a few of these. SOPs today. So we actually got our first SOPs up online later this week. So how to plan UAV operations. It's kind of a really thorough checklist to take you through everything you need from the list of things that you don't want to forget when you jump in the loop, through to how to check the visual navigation charts and using simple tools like Google Earth to do like a pre-flight. Where am I going to set up? Where am I going to the pre-flight checks is then when you get out to the field, it's a tip sheet to go through everything to make sure that your craft is going to take off and do. The hazard register we're currently putting together. I'll put it to contribute to that so that we can get that as thorough as possible. Again, free to download. And then how to establish ground control we put up yesterday actually. So this one just talks people through what ground control is, how you can make the ground targets, and then a little bit about GPS and that kind of benefits of using control. Post-thinning assessment and deep learning for stocking assessment are also planned, and that's going to be through how to do that later on. The SOP is being developed. Also, the two that have got the asterisk next to them as well. UAV and ZEB, we've been working quite closely with them the past 6 months, and they've actually endorsed these sort of safety stops that we put together as well, just to just good that we made it on track and doing things how we should be doing.